Hello and welcome to Season 3 of the Wellness Journey podcast with me, Ree Bowden.
And me, Suzanne Williams. This season is all about power. And today we're chatting about how power is useful for the wellness journey.
Yes, so welcome to those who are listening to this on
hello.
different channels.
Yeah.
So Season 1 and Season 2, we were on Spotify and you could only find us there. But we've listened to what the feedback has been.
Yes.
And we want to get it out to other channels, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, other
lovely places.
other podcast places. So with
such as Apple.
yes.
You'll see it on soon. Alexa.
Yes.
You'll be able to listen to it on Alexa. So however you're
Yeah.
experiencing this.
Yes.
Hello.
Whether you're watching or whether you're
Yeah.
listening to us, hello and welcome. And thank you so much for
Awesome.
joining us today and for listening to our podcast so far, because we're here to help you on your journey and that's all we want to do.
Definitely.
So we're talking about power. The whole season is about power. And today we're sort of chatting about how power is useful on the wellness journey. So should we chat about power to start off with? I mean, what is power?
Yeah, I mean, power is our ability to do something, isn't it? Our ability to exert our us in the world, whatever way that may be. But often power can have a negative. People feel it's a negative thing.
Well,
And
I
it's
think
not.
it is also can be like a possession of sort of control or authority or influence over somebody. It can be seen as that, as well as the ability or capacity to do something and to achieve something. So we want to discuss power and explain how we have found it useful on our journeys, so that hopefully you can find it useful on yours too. So
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we always like to talk about mind, body and spirit. That's what the Wellness Journey podcast is all about. So I think when it comes to the mind, Suzanne, how have you found, power or using power within the mind, or within things like words or your mindset? What have you done on your journey?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to touch on the part as well that power, authentic, true power is always good. When we're really powerful, it's a good thing. All the other negative connotations are fear-based and they're not your true power. Our true power is us being ourselves, and using the mind is one of the biggest tools we can in creating the life that we want, and using the power of this amazing computer, because it is the most amazing computer, and putting that into play and using it to do well for you. You're using it, you're programming it, you're choosing the tabs that you open instead of letting the background noise and the stuff that you've picked up from the world dictate how you think and how you feel and how you are powerful in your life. The mind is something we can harness, and that is incredibly powerful when we do it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think having, consciously choosing what you think and what you say and how you behave, and you having that control and having that awareness, that is so powerful. That is so powerful. And I know on my journey that I've had to, uncover a lot of these things, a lot of these thoughts and beliefs, and having that awareness of those thoughts and beliefs that were actually having power over me. The words that I would say have power over me, because I was maybe using words such as I can't, I should, I have to, rather than I get to, I want to, I choose to.
Yes.
So
definitely.
A very simple thing of, it could just be housework. And I have to do all the ironing. I've got to clean. I've got to spend all day cleaning. I have to. I choose to. I get to.
Yes.
It just softens it straight away.
I'm capable.
So, yeah, exactly.
I'm capable
I'm
of.
capable
definitely.
of doing it. And I think when you've been in a position where you haven't been able to do those things, maybe through, obviously both of us have experienced illnesses which our bodies haven't been able to do certain things at certain times, and you then become really grateful for the simple things that, oh, I can go and put the hoover around.
Yeah.
I can go and clean the bathroom.
Definitely.
Whereas it's, certain things you can have this negative association, and it just softens things as soon as you change,
Yes.
the language that you use and your thought processes and your perception about it.
Yeah, definitely. The mind is the vehicle, isn't it, for the things we experience in our life. The thoughts create beliefs, create actions. So if we are running on a background habitual mind, I can't, I shouldn't, I'm not as good as that person in my primary school class that I picked up many years ago, that's actually not serving me now, then we are not living the life that we want to. And then we feel a bit, why am I not doing that thing? Why didn't I get that job? Why is things hard for me? That's always a good time to reflect back to the mind and how powerful it is, because your mind is doing what you've asked it to do in the background from the past, but you want it to do something different. Like you want to reprogram it, don't you? You want to use a different app, a powerful one. So you have to start looking at your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindset, and actually taking responsibility then too. I am the power here. What can I change? How can I make this more effective for me? And that really gives us power, isn't it? I can change those things. I can change those things. Yes. And will that thing I change affect my world? Yes, it will, in many, many ways, because your mind is basically the computer for almost everything that you do.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of power there.
Yeah.
A lot of power there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which you need to access.
And I think once you then get to know yourself and understand yourself and be aware of these thought patterns and behaviors and things that we've picked up along the way, you can then start to be sort of true to yourself and realize, oh, actually, this is what I want to do. I'm not going to people please anymore. I'm not going to say that thing or do that thing because it's expected of me. My family expect me to do that. My friends expect me to do that. My work colleagues expect me to do that. Because I am a woman, I'm expected to behave in a certain way. Because I'm a man, I'm expected to. So all these different things that we are, I guess, have put on ourselves. And then that realization that actually, no, I know now who I am and what my beliefs are, what, is important to me. And I'm just going to be true to myself.
Definitely.
And
true
there's
to your power.
And there's power in that, because then you're living your life your way.
On purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So you are powerful. You may be listening to this now, watching this and thinking, oh, you don't understand. I'm not confident. I'm shy. I don't feel worthy. I'm not enough. And that may be where you are right now, but it is not who you are. When you look at the programming for that, when you look at the beliefs and thoughts, you can start to change them. And when you change them, you show up as a different person. You show up with the true power that is you. You show up as the person who likes knitting and likes making podcasts or likes running or spending time with friends drinking hot chocolate. That's you. And people will feel that lovely, powerful energy around you, and they'll want to be around you because they'll feel this authenticity, this power in your mind. And they'll be inspired by you maybe because you're being you, and the world needs you because it's full of yous. Yeah. It's full of these unique beings that we are, and it's powerful. But other people aren't the power. It's not them, it's us. Yeah. Nobody's going to help or save us. They will support us, and that's something we can ask, isn't it? Ask to be supported. But you are the powerhouse, especially, mind, body and spirit. You are the beginning, the middle and the end. And that's really exciting. That makes me excited anyway.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
Well, as you're chatting about that, those words that you said then, Suzanne, that I'm actually getting quite tearful and emotional, just because, I've been at that place. So when, we're reaching out to people who maybe are struggling right now, maybe, haven't found themselves, haven't found the voice, maybe are lacking in confidence, lacking in self-esteem and self-worth. And, we've been there.
Yes.
And we're here to be a light, to say, look, one step at a time.
Yeah,
you can get there. You can get there.
Definitely.
As long as, baby steps. It doesn't matter how big the steps are. just baby steps moving towards a better version of you,
Yes.
and you being true to your authentic self, and you finding you again, and finding, you know, the love for yourself and the confidence and self-esteem, because it's there.
Oh, it totally is. And I just had a bit of a flashback to a place that I hadn't recalled for a long time. Thinking about this journey, I was about 22, 23, before my world fell apart, before I became very ill. I was walking around Plymouth, because I lived in Plymouth then. I worked in psychology, and I was walking around on this certain day looking, I think I was going to have my hair done or something. And I was in this city and I was looking around, and I just felt as lost as you possibly can be. I thought, who am I? Who am I? Where do I fit? I had no ability to access my mind, access my body, access my spirit. And I was surrounded by people, but I was so lost. And little did I know, about 2 months after that, I was going to fall into an abyss. But that's where she had to go. That version of me had to start to get her power back, because I had none. I felt like I had none. On the outside, it looked like I had everything. Lovely job, lovely flat, lovely boyfriend, healthy, happy, absolutely lost, because I hadn't tapped into my power. And this is why we want you to join us on this journey, because it is a journey and we can take it step at a time together. But the scope of where you can be in your life is just incredible. There's so much power in your mind, and go into body, because body is so important.
For me, using my physical body to get myself out of those dark places was huge. There's a big filter, or I found there's a big filter through body, mind, spirit. So if in one area of your life you are thriving, it will help to lift the others. And so when I was in a really dark place, spiritually and mental health as well, my physical body was in a good place. So that was the only thing that was in a good place out of the three. So I used my physical body, and I used exercise and running to actually start lifting the other two. So they were my way to deal with stress. It was my way, like running really fast, or punching, boxing pads and things. That was my way to release anger. I then signed myself up to half marathons and marathons, where that was my way of building my self-confidence, my self-esteem again, going, look what I can do. You know, I'm a mum of 2 young kids, single mum of 2 young kids, but look, on the side, I'm here and I'm running a marathon. So I used that physical health to my advantage. And that was fabulous for me at that time. And it definitely was one of the things that saved me and enabled me to lift myself out from that rock bottom place, definitely. And then to the other extreme, when my mind and my spirit was healthy and thriving, my body started to fall apart when I had Graves' disease. And then when I wasn't able to do things, when my physical body, I guess, broke down on me and I felt failed me in some way, and I would just be out of breath going up the stairs. I couldn't run around with my kids anymore. I struggled to lift things. I struggled to walk far. I'd have palpitations. And for me, that was then the driving force to say, right, I've got to get well. I've got to find a solution for this, and I've got to get well.
Definitely.
So having that taken away from me, having my physical health taken away from me, was my driving force to say, I'm going to find a solution for this, and I'm going to get my immune system back on track, and I'm going to make sure that my body is able to do, what it wants to do.
Taking the power back.
And so I used all these things to find power, find hope, find confidence. I've used physical health and kind of physical strength and capability. I've definitely used that for overall wellness and on my wellness journey. And what about you, Suzanne? What are your sort of experiences?
Yeah, I think for me, mind, body, and spirit, totally. For me, spirit, that is who I am. I'm a spiritual teacher, and that's part of my journey, was finding the real being behind the thoughts and the beliefs and the body and the world that we're sometimes in a hamster wheel in. Finding that awareness that could help then guide. It can guide us. That food works for you, that food doesn't. That exercise vibes you, that exercise drains you. Those thoughts are really good for you. Oh, those thoughts, not for you. That those people nourish you and uplift you. Those people are hard and maybe triggering. And that's all been part of that sort of mindful journey, is to know that we are this awareness behind, and this, sometimes we call it intuition, instinct, higher self, connection to all it is, whatever. It can guide us, and it can sort of pull things together. It's my most powerful side, but it also helps me physically as well. It helps me run. It helps me with my thoughts, because I can see things from a higher place, from a more spacious place. And I was coaching someone this morning who feels like she's on a hamster wheel again. And we were like, let's step back, let's create some space. From that space, you will get your answers. From that space, you'll realise that on your to-do list is actually not important at all. And you've made a really big deal of it. And you've catastrophised and everythingized. And that space is who you really are. And she always sits back, he, they, and she watches you. And they know. Yeah, it's like a wise owl. Yeah. Whereas you're the little dog sort of, running around in the front and yapping at everything.
Well, it is,
the owl is like, take a chill.
It's that inner wisdom that you're tapping into. And instead of being here and in your mind, in your thoughts, in your head, coming from that kind of heart space, and that being within, from a heart space or around that kind of trunk, chest area. I think
your centre,
centre of you. Then you have the answers, and
they're all there, I believe.
With meditation and being still, just being, answers come.
They do. Ones that you don't expect sometimes.
Yeah, and when you don't, I have in the past not listened to the gut feeling or the intuition or whatever you want to call it, when I haven't, and I've been trying to do things with my head, usually I'm making the wrong decisions.
Yes.
The wrong decisions for me. So it's knowing that there is that inner wisdom there, and you are being guided, and the answers within you.
Definitely.
But it's having the confidence to trust it.
Yes.
Trust in that, trust in you.
Definitely.
And trust in the process, and because your mind will go, well, no, and you'll have all this chatter,
this and this and
all the chatter going on, or you may be speaking to people and they have all their opinions and advice,
and it's confusing.
Yes, and I think staying true to yourself and just allowing.
It's like being in a woods, and there's a space in the middle of the woods. You're wandering around the woods trying to find your way in between the trees and, looking and climbing up the trees. But in that woods, there's a space. And if you step into that space, you'll see the way. It's just we need to step into that space and not say we're busy all the time, because we're not. Do you want to be here and say, at the end of your days, go, oh, I was busy and I'm glad? No, you want to be happy. You want to feel your power. You want to be creative and passionate and enjoy things. Nobody is that busy that they cannot find space. And if that triggers you, have a little reflect. The 23-year-old me was very busy, trying to run away from who I was. Let's fill every moment with stress and stuff.
Well, it's that badge, isn't it? I mean, I was very busy
Busiest.
because I had to work hard, that badge of honour, because you've got to work harder than everybody else, and you've got to do long hours and put more effort in, and survival of the fittest. And all of that.
It's not joyful, is it? It's like, there's no joy. Just busy. You're busier than me. I'm busier than you. I'm busier than those 5 people. Are you happy? No, but I'm busier. So that's where our power comes in, isn't it? Looking at mind, body, spirit. finding some space in the woods, and then maybe going for a run in the woods.
Yeah.
Maybe having a think in the woods about what you
Choose
speak
it.
and how you speak.
I want to do this for me in this moment because
Yeah.
this is what I want to do. This is what
Yeah.
I choose to do.
This
Not
feels
because what I
good.
feel I should do or have to do
Yeah.
or feel guilty about.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think with that in mind, every Monday we try and set an intention maybe for the week ahead, an intention linked to this, so our intention could be something like, I'm gonna step into my power a bit more this week. I'm gonna step into a bit of me, or I'm gonna create some space this week for me. So maybe have a think about that.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this or watching this, what intention could you have now to bring a bit of more of you, more of your groove into the week?
Yeah. And for you to feel more powerful.
Oh, yes. Exciting.
I mean, you can use words such as power if you want, or I mean, in the past when I felt, not very able and I'm quite weak, I used to use, I am strong, or I feel strong, I am powerful.
Yeah.
I used to say those things, or
Definitely.
I can run, I can walk up the stairs, I can, my legs are strong. Look how strong my legs are today. They're lifting me up from a chair. I can stand up from a chair because my legs are strong.
Yeah.
Look at my legs, they're so strong. Thank you, legs. Thank you for my legs.
Yeah,
They're strong
definitely.
legs. Just little things like that. It doesn't matter how silly they may seem.
But if they help with your
If
intention,
they're helping you and they're meaningful to you,
definitely.
then
Yeah, definitely. And
Why not?
another one is safe for me to be powerful. Cultural, ancestrally, evolutionary, there's a lot of trauma linked to that. So we can say, it's safe for me to be powerful. Because power isn't a bad word. Safe
No.
for me to be powerful. That's a nice word.
Yeah.
It's a lovely way to
that's
end our lovely
Yes.
first session of the first episode of season 3.
Yes.
Excellent.
So, thank you so much for joining us today. And we're so grateful to be part of your wellness journey. So if you enjoyed listening or watching us, then please like us, subscribe, tell a friend, follow us, all of those things. We'd be so grateful.
Definitely. And if you'd like to find out more of us, all our links and information are in the bios below, whether you're on YouTube or Spotify. And the most important part of this is remember that you're awesome today and always, whatever your brain has told you before. Not true. You are awesome. And thank you.
See you next time.
Take it easy.
Bye.